Welcome, dear learners. Welcome to the lecture series on investment management. Dear learners, in the last session, we have discussed the basics of bond valuation or pricing, where we have understood the definition of bond pricing, bond valuation, and we have also discussed the three decision rules. Now, today, we will try to concentrate on a problem on bond pricing or valuation. So let us quickly look into the question. A rupees 100 par value bond bearing a coupon rate of 11% matures after 5 years. The expected YTM is 15%. The present market price is 82. Can the investor buy it? See, here the par value of the bond, that means the face value of the bond is rupees 100. It is given in the question. Now the coupon rate is 11%. It pays a coupon of 11%. 100 rupees is the face value, coupon rate is 11%, and the bond's life is 5 years. Expected internal rate of return or YTM is 15%. And the bond is currently now available for 82 rupees. So he is asking us whether we can buy the bond or not. See, in the last session when we were discussing the concept of bond valuation or bond pricing, we understood that we in the bond pricing or by bond pricing or valuation, we mean that we calculate the intrinsic value of the bond. Now, what do you mean by intrinsic value? Intrinsic value is the present value of future cash inflows. So, from the bond you will receive two cash inflows, one is interest and one is the principal or redemption value. So, what is the present value of the interest, sum of the interest or redemption value you receive over the life of the bond is called your intrinsic value or the bond true value of the bond. So, using which you will find out or make a decision whether to buy or not to buy a bond. So, we are also doing the same thing here. So, that is the reason I requested you to go through the last lecture before you start with the problems. So today in order to address this question, we need to use a formula for calculating the bond price or the true value of the bond, that is P0 is equals to I, interest into PVIFA. This is, now when I mean PVIFA, it is A4 table. PN PVIF, this means A3 table. So you need to use three table values, A4 and A3. For your kind information, this table values are given in the link of this table values is given in the description box. You can make use of it. So now this is the typical formula. So we'll be using, so interest. Now interest is always calculated on the face value. I have the coupon rate of 11% and the face value is 100 rupees. So 100 rupees into 11%, it is coming across this 11. So PVIFA. So I will look into A4 table for the 5 years. 15% is 3.352, and in the same way this is PN. So the redemption value is 100. See, no redemption value is given in the question. So when no redemption value is given, we need to assume that the bond is redeemed at 100 rupees. Now what is redemption value? Redemption value is what amount of money you will be getting back after the bond maturity. So that is called redemption value. So I will, if nothing is mentioned, so I will assume that I will be getting the total 100 rupees. So PVF 15% for 5 years. Again you need to look into A3 table. This time A3 table, same 15% for 5 years. So yeah, that is coming to 0.497. So if you multiply it, the bond's value is 86.57. This is how you can easily find out the value of the bond. Now see, once you have the bond value, the true value of the bond, now your duty is to evaluate or make a decision whether or suggest the investor whether to buy it or not. See, we have the decision criteria. We have learned the decision criteria in the last session. Here I am making use of it. Since the market price of the bond is lower than the bond's intrinsic value, see, the market price is 82. That means in the market the bond is available at 82. and the true value of it is 86. The bond is underpriced, therefore the investor can buy the bond. See, this means, this interpretation, what do you understand this by this interpretation is, the market price currently it is available at 82 rupees, but its actual value is 86. That means you will be getting, if you invest 82, you will be getting 86. That is the PV of future cash flows is 86. So if as per the decision criteria what we have learnt in the last session, the market price is less than the bond's intrinsic value. Intrinsic value is what you calculate. If it is less than the intrinsic value, the bond is called the bond is said to be underpriced, and therefore the investor can buy the bond. So this is how you need to make a decision. I hope you have understood this problem. We'll be coming up with many problems in the next session. Till then, good day, goodbye.